It is Kenny's Audiophile Record Reviews. Thank you very much as always for viewing my videos. As always, please like and subscribe if you have not. That'll help me out. I really appreciate that. In this video, I'm going to review 4 live jazz albums. 2 of them were recommended by viewers. So what I'm going to do is do the viewers first, mine, then the viewers and mine. I'm going to alternate. I'm going to do that in this video. You definitely want to check out these live jazz albums. I'm going to briefly review and recommend in this video, at least that you should listen to them on YouTube. And also I want to thank Anthony Ziliani, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Anthony Ziliani and Tony Davis for their PayPal donations. There's a PayPal donation link in the description below. Those donations go towards me hopefully buying new records and also miscellaneous items for my music room. And also I like to give a shout out to Dave of Doodah Dave's Records. I love his content. He gave me a shout out on his channel, so I'm gonna do the same thing on my channel. Thank you, David. He has a great channel doing some nice things on YouTube. And also my brother Tony in the East Coast, Tony's LPs R Us. Check out his channel too, because he does great work. Give him a lot of views. He deserves it. He's a nice brother, man. Check Tony's LPs R Us. But I'm gonna start with this album, Coltrane Live at Birdland. This album was released in 1964, recorded in 1963, and it was recommended by Victor Ham 2058, one of my viewers. Victor Ham 2058 recommended this album, at least that I do a review on it, Coltrane Live at Birdland. This album features John Coltrane, tenor and soprano saxophone, McCoy Tyner piano, Elvin Jones drums, Jimmy Garrison bass. There is a nice picture of the band in the gatefold, and what a tremendously great band they were. This was issued again in 1964 on Impulse Records, recorded in 1963. This is a stereo version of the record. And this is a tremendous live jazz recording because you have 2 performers on here that are, you know, just tremendously sensational jazz soloists. And that is John Coltrane, one of the best jazz soloists of all time, on saxophone, and McCoy Tyner, one of the best piano jazz soloists of all time on piano. What a tremendous combination they made during the time they were together recording. And this album is no exception. I'll show you the song listing if I fail to do so. And they do a tremendous live version, a live performance of Afro Blue with very nice solos by McCoy Tyner and John Coltrane. And this was a very nice live jazz performance, and it captures the band tremendously great. Coltrane Live at Birdland. And it was a nice recommendation by my viewer. I really enjoyed listening to this album. I just happened to have it in my collection, and it was a nice listen. Matter of fact, he recommended this record when I was finding records to do for this video, this live jazz video. I decided just to include this one as well. It was a very enjoyable listen, like I said, because of the very engaging, sensational performances by Coltrane and Tyner. And Jimmy Garrison on bass and Elvin Jones on drums were great too. On this album, I believe Coltrane was in the left speaker. Garrison and Tyner, McCoy Tyner, around the center of the soundstage, maybe to the right of the center of the soundstage. And Elvin Jones wasn't too far from that area either, maybe closer to the right speaker. But it has a lot of, several musicians taking up the same space, but it still sounded quite good. Like I said, the solos are tremendously great on this record. That's why I recommend this record, because it's a master class in terms of jazz soloists, in terms of Coltrane and McCoy Tyner. What a tremendous performance this is. What a great record this is, and it was a joy to listen to. Performance, I can give a 9. The sound, about an 8.5. Could have been a little more clear and defined, but just a minor gripe. Sensational performance by John Coltrane. A 9 in performance, no doubt about it. Check that one out. If you have not heard that one, it's definitely worth your time. That was recommended by a viewer. The next one is going to be recommended by me, and I do this with great pleasure. Matter of fact, I probably enjoyed this one more during this listening session than any other record during this listening session because it was recorded and performed sensationally great. Dave Brubeck featuring Jerry Mulligan, The Last Set at Newport. This album, I think, came out in 1972 on Atlantic Records. Yeah, 1972 on Atlantic Records. This album features Dave Brubeck, piano, Jerry Mulligan, baritone sax, Alan Dawson drums, Jack 6 bass. And on this record, Jerry Mulligan is in the center of the soundstage on his baritone saxophone, and he sounds sensational because there's a lot of presence, a lot of detail, echo and delay and ambience. And this was recorded exceptionally well because the sound field and sound stage is wide. There's a lot of echo and delay and ambience from all instruments. You have Dave Brubeck in the right speaker, but you know the echo and delay and ambience in the wide sound field spreads like almost the center of the sound stage. Same with on drums. Alan Dawson on drums. Same with his drum kit, because his drum kit is in the left speaker, but during certain portions of the album, it extends to the center of the sound stage. And it is a sensational jazz performance. Especially, this is the one where you want to turn up the volume, this one. This album deserves some volume behind it because it is a tremendously spectacular live recording, in my opinion. For example, Take 5, where you have Jerry Mulligan's sensational solo in the middle of the soundstage. Dave Brubeck on piano in the right speaker, but like I said, the echo and delay and ambience that goes to the center of the soundstage is wide with great presence and detail. I like Dave Brubeck's piano playing on the live version better than the exceptionally iconic and extremely great studio version from the Time Out album. I like his playing on this one because this live album, because he's given the time and space to improvise and just play. And in the studio recording, you know, apparently that you didn't have that flexibility in terms of time and space. In this version of Take 5 on this record, and I'll show you the song listing if I fail to do that. I apologize for not doing that. But on this version of the album, Take 5 on this album, Dave Brubeck is almost like he was released from a cage or something like that. You know what I mean? I mean, in terms of his freedom of play, freedom of expression to a live audience. And it sounded great because I said it was recorded and mic'd very well, in my opinion. Maybe could use just a tad more detail. That's a minor gripe. But Brubeck and Mulligan sounded sensational on this record. So did the bass player and the drums. The bass player again, Jack 6 on bass, Alan Dawson drums. Sound a 9.5 and a performance a 9.5 on this record. This is a great example of a very nice, well-recorded, well-performed jazz record, in my opinion. One you should definitely check out. Like I said, this is my recommendation. Just check out their version of Take 5. Check out their version of Take 5 on this record. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Dave Brubeck Quartet featuring Jerry Mulligan, Alan Dawson, Jack 6. The Last Set at Newport is the name of the album. This was issued in 1972 on Atlantic Records. Check it out. A sensational live jazz recording, no doubt. Now the next one was recommended by a viewer, and I'm going to briefly mention this one. This is Weather Report. actually, this was recommended by several viewers. Weather Report. The name of the album, 830. Jazz Fusion Live via Weather Report. This album features, let's see what we have here. Wayne Shorter, saxophone. Jaco Pastorius, bass. Joe Zawinul, keyboards. Peter Erskine, drums. Nice picture of the band. Show you the inside of the gatefold. The song listing. This album captures the band very well. And the band live. I have another Weather Report live. It was an extended set. I have it on my Sony HAP Z1ES high-res player, and I forgot the name of the live recording, but it's a long recording with a lot of songs. I just forgot the name of it. But this one is great too. They have a nice version of Black Market on here. There's a song on here called Slang, where is a solo by Jaco Pastorius, which is tremendous. He did the same thing, I think on the video version of Joni Mitchell's Shadow and Light album. He did the same version of that song. I don't know if it's on, I forgot if it's on the LP, the vinyl LP version of Shadows and Light, but it is on the video version of Shadows and Light. And he, Pastorius does a great job on that particular version. His improvisational play on slang is actually exceptional. Again, so is Black Market. And the song In a Silent Way, a Joe Zawinul composition, which features Wayne Shorter on soprano saxophone, and he solos great on that song. It's very short, but it actually is very good. And there's another song on here called The Orphan that you should check out. And it's features 10 members of the West Los Angeles Christian Academy Children's Choir. Very interesting combination, which features Joe Zawinul keyboards and Wayne Shorter on tenor saxophone. The name of the song is Orphan, or The Orphan, I should say. Well recorded, in my opinion. I give it an 8.5 in terms of recording. Performance, I'm going to give a 9. What a tremendous... It captured the band well at that time. And, it represents the band well at that time as well, in my opinion. Weather Report 830. Check it out. If you're familiar with this album, please leave your comments in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate it. But this is a very nice Weather Report album, live. And if you have the previous other albums, two other albums that I reviewed, please leave your comments in the comment section below. I'm going to briefly mention this one. This one is a shame it wasn't recorded well. That's a drawback on this album. It's called Jim Raney, Live in Tokyo. Jim Raney, guitar. Sam Jones, bass. Leroy Williams, drums. This was issued in 1976 and recorded April 12 through 14, 1976. Live in Tokyo. Jim Raney, a highly underrated jazz guitar player, in my opinion, when you consider the greats, he's highly underrated. And on this album, he intricately plays exceptionally well. I'll show you the song listing. Like I said, the only drawback on this record in terms of audio file recording, it wasn't recorded that well. It's almost like the mics. There's a picture of a mic here, but it sounds as if the mics are too far away from the musicians in terms of capturing the sound, because it did not capture the sound that well. Because of that, it lacks a little bit of dimension, detail, depth to the instruments. But it does display, this album does display the beautifully great, underrated play of Jim Raney on this record. Like I said, he was a highly underrated jazz guitar player. And one you should definitely check out. There's a nice version. There's a song on here called Anthropology. Anthropology, I think is the name. Is the name of the song. It's a nice straight ahead song. It shows what Jim Raney is capable of playing like as a jazz guitarist, and also the song Cherokee. And their version of Here's That Rainy Day is a very nice version of Here's That Rainy Day. Check this album out. I'm not recommending this record in terms of sound. I'm only giving the sound a 7. And I'm being generous when I give the sound a 7, because it just simply wasn't recorded that well. In terms of performance, though, that's a different story. I'm giving the performance 8.5. A solid jazz performance. If you're into jazz guitar, you might want to check this out, Jim Raney. Check Jim Raney out. Check this one out, but you might want to check out some of his other recordings, because he was a sensationally underrated jazz guitar player. I think he's way up there in terms of his skill set and his recordings and performances. Check out Jim Raney, live in Tokyo. I'm not recommending you buy it because of sound. I'm recommending you listen to it because of performance. Please check those out. I really appreciate it. Those live albums. It was a joy to listen to them in this video. Really appreciate that. And again, check out those PayPal donation link in the description below. Those donation goes towards me buying new records or perhaps minor accessories for my music room. And also, there's Amazon affiliate links in the description below. There's some products for sale. I get a commission for those products. But even if you don't buy those products and go through those links to Amazon and purchase things you truly need, want, and enjoy, I get a commission for that sale too, as long as you go through those links in the description below. I really appreciate that. That's going to help my channel out going forward. But please leave your comments in the comment section below if you have any of those albums. I really enjoy doing these videos. I do it with great joy, great enthusiasm, because I love the music. I really do. But please leave your comments about those albums in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for viewing my videos. It really means a lot to me, because you're making an investment in time. And I really appreciate that. God bless, strong love, and more important than the music, keep the peace worldwide.